Anyway, I've got another scene. I need, let's see, 1, 2, 3. I need 4 volunteers. 1, 2, 3, 4 in the back. Got more to come, so don't worry.
Hey, buddy, would you mind holding my video camera?
No problem. You mean to aim it at the event?
Yeah, thanks a lot.
No problem.
You get over? Rick? Wyatt? Okay. Don't hide back there. Come up front here. You guys are performing. I'll talk in a second. But again, the first time through, it actually doesn't start till
next page.
This page.
Oh,
Here. Starts on line 108, I believe. Is that right? You guys got that? Top's crossed off? Or no? Oh no, maybe not. All right. I'm a liar. It starts at the top, I guess.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm looking at a different scene. That's my problem. All right. Okay. Yeah. We'll start at the top. This is an animation script, so again, you're only reading the actual lines of dialogue. You're not reading like a beat lightening up, you know, the parenthetical remarks. You're not reading the stage directions, just the actual dialogue. Just start at the top, we'll read it cold, and then we'll talk about
it. Griff, you're safe. We were so worried.
Yeah, that was a bad one. They're all bad. They won't stop being bad until the Nazis are beaten. Now then, Leo, Una, look who I found. This is Goliath. He comes from far away to help us.
Pleased to meet you.
Any friend of Griff's is a friend of ours.
The shop has been in our clan for generations.
Still with the Woods, who knows how much longer it will be left standing.
Thank you. I'm afraid we can't offer you sugar. The war, you know. There is a great deal of hardship then. Oh yes, it's been terrible for us.
For us? We're not important unless the Nazis are stopped here now. The future of the entire world is in jeopardy.
Yes, but we belong down here, protecting our home. If the fight comes to us, so be it.
Leo's right. The Nazis are a human problem.
What do you think, Goliath?
I do not presume to advise, but in my experience, human problems become gargoyle problems.
Finally, someone's talking sense. The planes are back. So, who's coming with?
I will go.
That's the stuff.
Griff, don't go. Please. I have a terrible feeling about tonight.
I don't want to get on your nerves if I stick around too much.
You don't think less of us?
Rubbish, you're minding the store.
Please look after him. He's very dear to me. I mean, to us.
You have my oath. I will not let anything happen to him this time.
This time?
Okay, very good. It's great for a cold read. We want to talk about the same lessons before, finding the meaning in the words, not just reading them. Actually, pace-wise, you guys were great. Didn't feel like it was going too fast at all. What you do need to do in order to engage each other as well as the audience is to really listen to each other. Not just read your part, but listen to each other. Your response has to build or play off the previous line. So, for example, if one guy's really up and enthusiastic, you can't just be down here talking in response to that. You know, you've got to sort of begin to match each other's energies. You can bring it down. You can say, yes, yes, but we need to calm down, you know, kind of thing. But if one actor's reading way up here and another actor's reading way down here, there's a disconnect. And when those disconnects exist, then the audience, you're going to start to lose them because they're not feeling the connection between the characters in the scene. Now, in this specific scene, we're going to try it one more time. In this specific scene, each character, and the reason I chose this scene, has a very clear, specific motivation. In essence, they're all trying to in a way, sell something. Now Griff, he is a big proponent of going on the offense. We've got to attack the Nazis. We've really got, line 118, if you look at that really quick here. We're not important unless the Nazis are stopped here and now. The future of the entire world is in jeopardy. That is his selling point, and that's what's driving him through this scene. We've got to get out there. So he's got this idea in his head that this is the way to go, and that's what he's trying to sell the rest of the cast of. Okay, so try and keep that motivation in mind. Leo has likewise an idea that he's trying to sell, which is that no, not offense, defense. We're supposed to stay here, protect our home. That's our job as gargoyles. Now, it's a less aggressive stance, obviously. He doesn't want to jump out there, but he feels just as strongly about it. So it's more contained, but just as passionate. No, we belong here. Okay? So here, his line is 119 is sort of his line where he's like, yes, yes, but we belong down here protecting our home. All right? It comes right out and states it. Now, Una's idea, which is line 120, is a little more sophisticated. Una's in love with Griff. Doesn't want to come out and say, hey, I love you, I just don't want you killed in battle. Because she knows that he wouldn't respond to that. She's not ready to make that admission, maybe not even consciously, but certainly deep down this is what she feels. So her mission is a little more subtle and a little more difficult in this scene, which is she's got to play under the words. It's what we call subtext. It's not what she's saying. It's what she's really feeling beneath what she's saying, which is that I want to hold on to this guy and keep him safe because I could not bear to lose him. Now, when she's talking to Goliath, she comes right out and says it and then pulls back a little bit. Very precious to me. I mean to us, because again, she's not ready to make that admission out loud. But for most of the scene, she's talking in terms of just trying to find a way to keep Griff safe. All right? Now, Goliath has the most challenging job in this scene because Goliath has come, as many of you I think will recall from the actual episode MIA, Goliath has come from the future, our present, of 1996, back to 1940 in order to find out what the hell happened to Griff, Leo, and Una back then that makes Leo and Una so pissed off at him that they've actually kidnapped Elisa, Angela, and Rose. All right? So he is trying not to rock the boat, but at the same time get a little sense of what's going on here. So there's a tentativeness to it, which he did really great. Again, he's, as with Una, Goliath is playing subtext. He's saying one thing, but underneath it, he's got a different agenda. And that's the key. Characters have agendas. And so you want to try and lock into what your character's agenda is in the scene. And some agendas are much more complicated than others. Even these aren't all that complicated. There are often times you'll be playing a character who literally has multiple agendas and doesn't have them all straight in his or her head. These at least are pretty clean, even when they're subtext instead of text. But let's try it one more time with those things in mind. There's just one other point I just want to point out because it can be confusing when you've got no visuals to support it. Between lines 112 and 113, Una hands Goliath a cup of tea. So when Goliath is saying thank you, in line 113, that's because he's just gotten a cup of tea from Una. So let's try it one more time with all that crap in mind.
Griff, you're safe. We were so worried.
Yeah, that was a bad one.
They're all bad. They won't stop being bad until the Nazis are beaten. Now then, Leo, look who I found. This is Goliath. He's come from far away to help us.
Pleased to meet you.
Any friend of Griff's is a friend of ours.
This shop's been in our clan for generations.
Though with the Blitz, who knows how much longer to be left standing.
Thank you.
I'm we can't offer you sugar. The war, you know.
There's a great deal of hardship then?
Oh yes, it's been terrible for us.
For us, we're not important. Unless the Nazis are stopped here and now, the future of the entire world's in jeopardy.
Yes, yes, but we belong down here, protecting our home. If the fight comes to us, so be it.
Leo's right. The Nazis are a human problem.
What do you think, Goliath?
I do not presume to advise, but in my experience, human problems become gargoyle problems.
Finally, someone's talking sense. The planes are back. So, who's coming with me?
I will go.
Now that's the stuff.
Griff, don't go. Please. I have a terrible feeling about tonight.
I'd only get on your nerves if I stuck around too much.
You don't think less of us?
Rubbish. You're minding the store.
Please look after him. He's very dear to me. To us.
You have my oath. I will not let anything happen to him this time.
This time?
Okay, great. Thanks, guys.
Thanks. You're very welcome. Trying to keep as much of you in frame as I could.
That's really good. It was good. If I